boys and girls, what's going on? It's your boy Ali, and today on Global Impact, we have an honorable interview because we're sitting down with none other than someone that has work experience, heart, that has made a real difference in the lives of many countless people. But our guest today is Coach Sonnie. You know, my favorite to interview every single time, but he's got a special friend next to him, and that is the queen, the inaugural, the infamous, the one, the only Jaida Collins. Now, he obviously is extremely decorated with MHS, AC, ESC, AD, RPS, and so many more diplomas and certifications, and he's still going for more. But he is the program supervisor at Global Impact Wellness Group. And for over 25 years, Sonnie has been not only at the forefront of all things when it comes to the addiction and the mental health field, but he's been shaping up and guiding the program that brings real transformation to individuals and families. And today, he is giving me a special treat because this young lady that you're going to be hearing from not only has an amazing, positive attitude. Every time I've heard her speak, it's just like, no matter how negative it may be, she's like, but here's how I see it. And she'll give it a positive spin. She herself has been going through the process and helping herself not only heal, but better in every way, shape, or form. But she is becoming a little bit of a role model for newcomers to global wellness, Global Impact Wellness Group. So I'm super excited to get her story, her documentation, and of course her journey. So first and foremost, Coach, how you doing today?
I'm just right. How are you, Ali?
God is good. I'm always amazing. Jaida, how you feeling, sis?
I'm good. How are you?
Amazing, amazing. All right, let me for those who don't know about your greatness, Jaida, why don't we start with you since you are the honorary guest speaker for today? Tell us a little bit about yourself, whatever you want the listeners to hear. Who is Jaida, and why is she excited to be on with us today?
Question.
That's a great start of a conversation. Tell me a little bit about just what you want the world to know about you. Anything at all.
Crap.
Local in Baltimore?
Yes.
Good. So what part of Baltimore?
Right now I'm in Catonsville, actually.
Born and raised, or just
No, I grew up around like the Hamilton area, East Baltimore.
Nice. And growing up to where you are right now, tell us a little bit about the story of Jaida. Any parts that made you who you've become, or you're still growing and finding it out? Because God only knows, I'm still trying to find myself every single day, and I'm 40 years old. Don't tell nobody. In America, technically, I'm only 22 because I've only been in the United States for 22 years old. But so yeah, tell us.
Well, I grew up with my mother and my grandmother. Both of them struggled with drug addiction. So there was a lot of coming in and out of my life, I guess you could say, with my mom's in particular.
Yeah. Coach, I'll go to you. Tell me a little bit about day one when you met this superstar and her journey until she is right now, because she looks very happy, smiling, and always positive. And I'm pretty sure there was a process. So give us a little bit your side or your vantage point of the greatness of Jaida.
So Jaida and I have been on this interpersonal relationship through treatment services for about 5 years.
Wow, I thought it was a lot lesser than that. Okay.
Oh no, it's been about 5 years. She transferred to Global from another program where I was working at. And she wanted to continue her treatment services, but she wanted to continue with me because of the journey that she and I traveled. When Jaida first came to me, she was very fragile. She was dealing with a lot of mental health issues, a lot of schizophrenia. We had to go through the process of quieting the voices. We had to get her on the appropriate medication regimen. We had to get her with the appropriate therapists and counselors. And she was able to work through a lot of the issues that a lot of other people don't survive. She and I built a bond where she began to trust me early on. And this relationship just grew and grew and grew because she come from a broken family. You know, dad wasn't there in the capacity that he should be or should have been, and a lot of other things that she talked about. She was real transparent. She said the things that she wanted, what she wanted to do, and the goals that she wanted to set. So, my thing was, first, let's quiet these voices. Let's get these voices out of here. They gotta go. So we had a little practice that we used to do when she come into the office, and we guys said, "Voices, see you later. Y'all come back tomorrow." And we used to say that. We used to say that over and over again. Come back tomorrow. Come back tomorrow. So after a while, they stopped coming.
Yeah.
After a while, they stopped coming. She said, "Mrs. Sonnie, the voices, I don't hear them no more." I said, good. And she, she continued on, taking her medication as prescribed, meet with a therapist, meet with the counselor. I've been a counselor for 5 years. And, she's just been a pleasure to work with.
Yeah, I see it every time I come down. Jaida, I don't know if you know this about me, but I had a lot of those voices myself. I didn't necessarily deal with addiction, but I had, and I think all of us at some point, shape, or capacity, we still deal with some kind of mental health, right? And I went through 2.5 years of focused therapy that I needed to quiet those voices. And I remember when, the moment, I wasn't always ready, but it was a point that I was like, all right, I'm ready. What made you feel ready to start or to share your story today?
Honestly, it was a really, really awful day and night. I was living in Florida because I was homeless, and my last option was to live with this girl I didn't know that well. But I went to Florida anyway because I didn't want to go to a shelter. 'Cause I was just scared of that. But I got put out because of my mental illness. It kind of made me create problems where there were none. And so I couldn't live there anymore. And my godmother got me a hotel for the night until I could get a bus ticket from a shelter that next morning. And that night, I don't know what it was. I just kind of decided to give up, and I took a bunch of pills. And the next morning I woke up with it all, you know, coming out of me. And I feel like what came out of me was more than just the pills. It was the resentments that I had towards other people and myself, um, the pain and the embarrassment
You're
and
the type of agency that has clients that you really want them to have that extra support. But in having that extra support, you're worried about paperwork, you're worried about the responsibilities of a communication. Well, at Global Impact Wellness Group, you do not have to worry about that because we take all of the paperwork, all of the hassle, all of the communication challenges out of the way. Please, if you have clients, please give us a call.
it's like it's like I regurgitated all of it, and I felt ready to be honest with people about how bad I was struggling.
Yeah.
Um, and so I went back to Baltimore. I called a crisis center and I just told them everything that I was experiencing. And usually I would lie. I would go to the ER with the intent of telling the truth and chicken out and leave. But I don't know, something, God gave me the strength to be honest. And so, I mean,
I love that. Let
yeah,
me blow your mind. You ready?
yeah, I'm ready.
You and I have had the same exact journey.
Wow.
So at the age of 19 years old, Ali Mehdaoui, this guy that the world thinks he's always in front of camera and he's got it all figured out. I took every pill that you can think of. I was in that point of resentment and hatred and just thought, like it's easier to shut off the light than to try to clean up the house, if you will. And I think you and I understand exactly what I mean by that. That was the first reality check for me, but I still ignored it. And I wasn't ready until my late 30s that I officially. So you're doing 10 times better than me that you caught it early on, because God only knows what I would have done had I not seeked a little bit of, the help that I've done. Coach Sonnie, what were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say it's just funny how a lot of folk wind up at that point of no return when we think in our mind that, this is it, we want to give up, because I was there too, but mine wasn't by way of pills, but I had contemplated suicide. And
The
I
side of
thought
the
that
highway, I remember.
I thought that jumping in front of an 18-wheeler tractor trailer that was going at high rate of speed was the ideal solution to fix the mess that I had made in my life, man. But Jaida was about to allude to that, but God, God had another plan, and a lot of times when we get out the way, you know what I mean, God can do what he want to do with us, man. So I'm
Yeah,
just grateful.
that came to me late, Coach. Yeah, for me, it was, and again, it's important for me to share this with everybody because a lot of time we are judged based on how we are in our lives. And some of us are judged like, oh, he's got it all figured out or he's a mess, right? And I'm telling you, we all have our own struggles. We just really, really good at hiding it. That's really, I'm about to tell you, right? So for me, it was the next day after I took all them pills and, cops came, resuscitations, all that kind of stuff. And when everybody starts saying this, ready? You're not supposed to be alive. Man, based on what happened, you're not supposed to be alive. You start asking, what? Yeah, I'm not supposed. Why am I here then? Right? Like, what? It changed my perspective. Jaida, what does support look like for you today? Like, give us a little bit of an idea of working with Coach Sonnie, and what is that like? Like, what is the support that you're getting?
Mr. Sonnie is like my dad, like more that like my dad than my dad is, I feel like I can go to him about anything. I'm always been super comfortable in his presence, no matter where we are. Even if I'm scared, like to do something kind of like this, doing it with him makes it so much easier. Um, um,
And she she touched me one time, and because she came to me one day and she said if I could trade one thing in this world, I would trade my dad to have you as my father. And that blew my mind. I have a daughter and I have two sons, man, and I care about her life just like I care about their lives.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when she said that to me, man, it blew my mind, man. She said, if I could trade my dad, I want you to be my father. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
And I understand being in the profession, you have to have boundaries, being a professional, you know what I mean? But I'm human. And sometimes you take on certain things about certain characteristics about people when you see that some people need to be nurtured just a little bit more than other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's one of the things I like about treatment, that treatment is individualized, man. There's no one size fit all. There's no cookie cutter approach to this. None of this stuff is applicable across the board. Everybody have to be dealt individually.
Coach, you said it well. Everyone's recovery and their journey is individual and different. How can we use this amazing testimony of an incredible progress that Jaida is experiencing for everybody out there? Because again, for the listeners out there, here's Jaida, Coach Sonnie, and Ali, three different individuals, three different backgrounds who individually have dealt with mental health and at the point of, I'm just going to shut the lights off, and decided at one point to make that recovery. Based on what you're sharing with us, Coach, what is the message to anybody who may be going through a circumstance like I have, like Jaida has, or like you have, and normalizing the idea that it's okay to not be okay?
That never give up. There's always another option. A man with one option has really no options. There's always other options, and the creator made this through duality and always seek help. Treatment is available. Treatment don't fail. People fail treatment, and seek some help, man. There's some support out there. No matter what it looks like, no matter what it looks like, fear is one of those emotions that paralyzes people. And one of the things we got to do is we got to learn how to fight through the fear. People don't want to go through stuff. Going through is a good thing. When you're stuck in, that's a problem. If you're going through something, go ahead through, because when you get to the other side of through, on the other side of through is your reward. So when I was going through all the mess that I had to go through, it was a reward waiting for me on the other side. So my message to anybody, if you're struggling with mental health, if you're struggling with substance use disorder, if you're struggling with family abandonment, if you're struggling with rejection, if you're struggling with homelessness, there is help available.
I just want to say to you that sometimes when life show up and we feel depressed, we angry, we frustrated, we confused, we having suicidal thoughts, we dealing with mental health issues, challenges, and demons, I want you to know that I've been there. I'm that person. I had them issues. I had them challenges. I went through all of those struggles, man, to try to get my mind clear, get my spirit right, get my heart right, man, get focused back on life. And it took me having to go to treatment, man. I had to go away to treatment where I went to groups and I went to counseling and I went to therapy. I went to mental health counseling. I had a psychologist. I took medication, you know, because at one time, man, suicide seemed like the opportune way to fix the mess that I had made in my life. But because I heard someone say that treatment is available and that treatment worked, that I gave it a shot, man. I gave it a chance, and I decided to go into a treatment facility, man, where some people was able to love me until I learned how to love myself. And through that, man, I went to school. I got educated about the disease of addiction, about mental health. And now I stand here today, and I want to let you know that I am you. And I stand here today, man, and I am so proud to be a part of the solution and not the problem. I'm helping people here at Global Impact Wellness Group, man, transition their lives, become whole and well once again. It's a beautiful thing. Treatment work, treatment is available. If you're struggling with anything, give us a call here at Global. We got you.
No matter what it looks like today, you know, the narrative can always be changed.
Yeah. Jaida, let me go back to you. What has been something that you feel like you've learned about yourself during the last 5 years working with Mr. Sonnie?
I guess that I am better at communicating than I thought. Because I had gotten to a point where I'd stopped communicating, like completely. Like I wouldn't leave my room because I didn't want to have to see a roommate and speak to them, and pretend like I was okay. So I just hid from people, and I hid from life. And now I know that I don't have to live like that, and I can connect with people. I went so long not doing that, and I got a little too used to it, I think. And being here has just really opened up myself, if that makes sense.
It makes total sense. And Jaida, let me stay on that point. There's a lot of people out there who may be listening to your story and say, yeah, but you don't know my story. You don't know my circumstance. You don't know my challenges. What is your message to that person of it's okay, let's do something about it?
I mean, you would be surprised how people can relate, even if it wasn't, your exact story. The feelings that you feel are valid, but they're also not just yours. Other people feel the same things. And it's really, really eye-opening when you take the time to share with somebody and hear, what they went through and how you can relate. Yeah.
I got to tell you something, by the way. You do have a voice of a microphone, just so you know.
What do you mean?
You need to be on some podcast or something because you take your time and pause before you speak. You speak 100% with your full voice. Some people talk like this when they're talking.
Right.
You actually speak what you want to say. It's like the best way to say it, you mean what you say and you say what you mean. And that is something that is rare. So I'm just letting you know at some points when you say like, oh, what do I want to do next? Get a microphone and get a camera in front of you because your story is not only powerful and empowering to others, but you absolutely, because you said it, I learned that I communicate much better than I thought that I actually do communicate. Yeah, you articulate well. Usually in interviews, especially such a sensitive conversation like this, I tend to find myself trying to pull the conversation out of the individual, but I'm enjoying just a back and forth conversation that I'm having with you. So I just want you to know, kudos to you. That is not something that just anybody has. So nurture it. You got a seed that's planted within you right now. Water it down, sister. Remove those weeds and give it some sun because it needs to be shown everywhere. Coach, let me come back to you.
And I tell her that, Ali. I tell her that there's some women. I have my own little, thought process about certain things, and And one of the things that I say to her is about, she believes that God have saved her. And I said, well, save mean to put away for later use. If you define the word save, it mean to put away for later use. And I said that there is some women that's assigned to you that you have yet to meet that need to hear your story.
Yeah.
Some people need to hear that. Some people need to hear her story, man.
What kind of support or structure that you feel made the most impact on Jaida's recovery and progress?
I think trust and consistency. She was able to trust me, and I stayed consistent to my word, and I stayed consistent with my support.
And for fellow professionals in your seat, what do you think creates that trust to
transparency?
To be yeah, tell me more. Elaborate on what does that look like?
Transparency, being authentic. Not that today we this way, tomorrow we this way. 100. Stay 100. I say it in season, out of season. That means that I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna give you what you need and not what you want. I'm gonna say what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. I'm not medication that tastes good. The medication got to do good. So I use all those thought processes, man, when I deliver treatment services, man, because I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to help you transition your life. And if we become friends in the process, that's a blessing. But if not, I'm still here to help you transition your life.
You said at the beginning of the interview, when you met Jaida, she was fragile and kind of going through those voices, right?
Yes.
What have you, like, looking back 5 years to now, what is the Jaida today compared to Jaida?
Oh my goodness. Total, not 160, total, what is it, 380?
Yeah.
A complete turnaround, man. It's a complete turnaround, man, because she was when I first met her, she was in a corner with 50 people in the room any given day, and she was balled up, hiding in the corner. And I had to get her out that corner, man. I had to let her know that she was somebody, man, and she had a voice, and that her feelings was valid, and that she is appreciated, that she is loved, and people were willing to support her, and all of that, So what it looked like is not what it's going to end like. So yeah.
Well, I know that you are in the midst of a session with her colleagues. What would you want everybody to take away from her courage, strength, vulnerability to come in front of a camera and do what most people are extremely uncomfortable with, which is public speaking? As you and I both know, it's the number one fear. Yeah. So what do you want everybody to take away from her courage, and what flowers can we give this beautiful queen that shared with us today?
Well, I'll just continue to remember that the therapeutic value of this whole process and life really is one person helping another. And what we got to do is we got to learn how to be supportive to one another, man. Love each other, support one another, man. Stop tearing each other down, but build each other up, encourage each other, man. Kudos. You did good. Cause most of the things that's rewarded is repeated. So, when you tell your peer, man, good job, Jaida, on that, man, and maybe next week we might get a couple other people, Kenny, and we got a duel, and I got Sam, and Mitch. I might get one of the other ones, because they sitting in here and they listening. Next week we might can pull one of them in, man, and they can tell their story so that other people can hear. Kenny raised his hand now, saying he'll be ready next week.
Let's go.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it. If as
I got
believers,
a 22-year-old man, just come home from prison, been locked down for about 2 years, 22, but he listening.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited because as believers, we were taught to share the testimony for the well-being of others, and I genuinely believe that these young men and women, regardless to how young or how not young, in a room, their story is absolutely empowering to the masses, and I will do everything to amplify that message. We were just giving you your flowers and your kudos for how courageous, amazing, incredible to share your story and put yourself in an uncomfortable situation. Impromptu, might I add. I'd love for our listeners and anybody that needs to hear your godly voice. I'm telling you, it belongs in a microphone. What is your final message to listeners? Any empowerment, any positivity, or a call to action to take that first step that you may want to share with anybody?
I don't know what to say other than please just do it. Please just be honest about, where you're feeling. You don't have to be alone. You don't have to feel like you're not good enough, because you are, but you just have to really, really love yourself. And I know how hard that can be, but I mean, the first step is just admitting that you're not okay. Because it's okay not to be okay. Lots of people are not okay, but I don't know, you can't give up. You can't give up.
Coach, I'm telling you, you got to get her a microphone in there. See what she said? I don't know what to say just because it's new to her. And then she gave us the most powerful speech there is. So I appreciate you. Jaida, you are amazing. You are incredible. I can't wait till we do this again, because I got a challenge for you. We need to do this every now and then, me and you.
Okay.
I gotta have a co-host on this show every now and then. And I think you have just the goods for it. And if Coach Sonnie allows me to have you every now and then, I'll get to nurture and mentor a little bit that gift of yours. And Coach, as always, you are incredible. The impact that you're doing, the legacy that you are creating is beyond measure. So I thank you for interfering and interrupting your day to give us a little bit of this insight. Any final call to action, Coach?
Yes, man. Anybody out there that struggling, you need some help, need some support, man. Global Impact Wellness Group, man. Our number is area code 667-275-4491. And if we can provide some help for you here, we are connected to a lot of resources, man, and we're going to get you where you need to get to, man. So I appreciate help is available.
And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ali Mehdaoui, and this has been an installment of The Global Impact. I'm super excited. This episode is going to be on audible.com, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Music, and anywhere that you enjoy podcasting. Until next time, have a blessed day, everybody.
Let's be honest. Hormonal changes can feel like a roller coaster. Mood swings, hot flashes, feeling off, even when everything seems fine. That's why we created Fleur-Dray, a plant-powered daily supplement designed to support women through every stage of hormonal change. Fleur-Dray is more than a supplement. It's a daily formula crafted to help you glow, not just cope. It supports healthy hormone balance, eases occasional mood swings, and helps reduce hot flashes. You'll also get support for your metabolism, all in one convenient product. Whether you're entering perimenopause, navigating menopause, or just wanting better balance, Fleur-Dray meets you where you are. Let's talk about what's inside, because every ingredient serves a purpose. Maca root and ashwagandha help support energy, stress resilience, and mood. Red clover and black cohosh are traditionally used to ease hot flashes. Magnesium glycinate helps support calmness, rest, and muscle relaxation. Flaxseed, evening primrose, and sage help maintain hormonal balance and skin health. And bioperine enhances nutrient absorption for maximum benefit. Plus, Fleur-Dray includes a variety of other powerful botanicals like wild yam, dong quai, grapeseed, dim, and more, all working together to support your body naturally. It's all plant-based, thoughtfully formulated, and rooted in natural support. Thousands of women are already making the shift and choosing to feel balanced, beautiful, and unbothered. Ready to glow through the change? Ask about Fleur-Dray today and experience the difference for yourself.